Good evening.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, good, good. That wasn't too bad, was it? That little mellow, chilled out music.
No, it's
The,
good.
mu- the music was good, but I didn't see no video. I still can't see a video for some
Why
reason.
can you not see video?
But the music was good.
It
The
must
music
be
was good.
must be an update on your iPhone.
I need to get back on the laptop instead of just getting the iPhone.
Yeah, stop
But
being lazy.
how is everyone doing? Everyone good?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, yeah.
Meh,
Yeah.
meh,
Meh.
meh. I can't cry anymore, so it's all right.
You
Everything's
all you all cried out.
It'll all
um,
be good. I just wanted to mention, I just saw Cheryl's comment. She's not feeling too good, so I hope you feel better soon. But yeah. I'm glad everyone's all right. How's everyone in the watching? How's everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well.
I'm curious.
About
So
what?
the participants, I'm just going to put them up on screen, but I'm curious about one.
One.
I'd like to think it's the real one, but I can't
Oh, I
see it
see.
being the real one. But who knows? So here's Holly. Looking forward to this. I've been watching Patti since she worked with Elton. Yeah, I
Come
think that was
on.
the first time I saw Patti actually with them. And then we have this gentleman. I'm going to bring Patti up. Patti will be able to tell us if that really is him or not.
Is it Mr. Vegan? It could be.
If,
Guys, I don't know. There's an awful lot of fake Zacks out there.
fake Zach.
There are so many fake Zacks. It is. I mean, there's fake Patties, but fake Zacks are worse because I'm not anybody to really fake. So I don't know. I would or this Zach bag and tell me something that only I would know that everybody else wouldn't know, like where we last saw each other, or without a spoiler, where we'll next see each other, or the city
Well,
we'll next.
That's a
Yeah,
good
what
one. So,
see next to each other. And
Okay. We also have Blue Skyins in the room as usual. We have Katie in the room. Hello, Katie. We have. Who else do we have? Lots from Zach. Cheryl is in the room. Cheryl, I hope you get better soon, darling. And thank you for last night for kicking that idiot out of the chat. Katie's in the room.
everyone is in the room.
Hello, Big Robin Nando.
Danny
Hello.
Bunker's in the room.
Hello.
Holly, I'm feeling fine, thank you. So, okay. So apparently, it could well be the real Zach because he was in Beardo's show, commenting on a video the other night.
Oh.
So it could be.
So
Hi, Sarah J.
it could be the real Zach.
could be the real Zach. Zach, hi Zach. He still didn't tell me what city I will see him in next.
Well, let's
Yeah,
wait. Let's wait. Let's not give it away just yet. Let's see if he replies back to
be interesting
when
to
is the
see,
next
wouldn't it?
location, because that'd be fun. But how have you been since we last spoke to you, Patti?
I've been good. Busy. Last year and this year is starting. Lots of travel, and I love travel. I'm everywhere, all through the states, of course. Ireland. I was like in Australia 3 times and got to go to um, just really cool places and go see animals. I like animals everywhere. Wombats. I've fallen in love with wombats in Tasmania. I mean, who doesn't want? I do.
Oh, brilliant. So, who wants to kick off the questions, Rob?
Well, no, I'm going to let Chris start today.
Okay.
I don't have any at the minute. I'll just see how it goes. Nothing springs to mind at the moment.
Oh, we have a reply from Mr. Baggins.
Okay.
Remember when I put you in the same room as a black witch? Laugh out loud.
Everybody remembers that, Zach. Everybody remembers. Which time?
Oh dear, this is fun. I like this.
This is fun. This is fun. We get to test. There are so many funny little things, but I'm not going to do that. But all you have to tell me is the city where I'm supposed to see you next. That's all.
See, everyone's saying hi, Zach. They all believe it's Zach in the show. I don't think we're that popular that Zach would be in our show.
Well,
He's
who's
not
to
gonna.
say? Might be, but had anybody go to that page and see how many followers he has? If it's verified, all that kind of testy stuff.
All that good stuff. All the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
It
see if he comes back. See what he comes back with. You know.
So, Patty, what have you done recently?
I just got back from Virginia doing a Paracon there. It was really nice. We were talking off camera before that. I don't like war, and I'm not a big history buff, but I'm kind of weird obsessed with that Civil War area. I don't know why. So that was really interesting. And just kind of doing my travel schedule right now. I start out with Vegas next month, and then Arizona, I think, and then I'm excited. I'm going to do a vampire and witch tour of Romania, our
That'd be
Transylvania
good.
tour, and that's in May. So everything's good. I've been filming a bunch of stuff that I can't talk about yet, but it's really fun. So all my little fingers are crossed. And yeah, I don't know. Life is good.
Yeah, no,
Cool.
that's good. That's good. Nando?
I was going to say because you do a fair few paracons over in the States and around, and you've also come to the UK because you were part of the Festival of the Unexplained.
Yes,
You know,
ask me back.
but did you find a difference with responses from the Americans to what we're like here? Was there a difference in people, the way they interacted with you? Because
I
it seems in America, like the paracons are massive over there, and here it's not as much. Do you find that there was a different kind of response when you come over?
Yeah, I mean, my response has been good, but definitely literal. Like Michigan, it's thousands of people at like my Paracon, and so and the theater's got 1,200 seat theater and stuff, which is great. But I think people are the same. What's the difference the most is the ghosts are different.
Because it's different.
Yeah, because again, you guys have a lot older stuff. I live on the West Coast, and we're new. We're the newest part of the states. So anything, I have 100-year-old house, and that's about as old as it gets. If we want to go someplace really old, we have to go to mining town because that's all there was. So you go to Virginia City, and you go to Vulture City, and you go to Nevada City, and might go to Butte. And miners have a whole way. Who you are in life is who you are in death, a way of being big in life, big in death. Go back east, and again, now you can get into buildings from the 1500s and 1600s, but you go across the pond over to the UK, and you can go to buildings from 1200 years, and ghosts that only speak French and stuff like that.
Cool. And do you think you'll be coming back to the UK eventually?
I hope so. I'm doing a tour of Ireland next spring. It's going to be a real beautiful witchy tour of Ireland, and that's like May of 2025. I don't have anything scheduled except for Romania this year, which is May 1 through 9. So far, knock on wood.
Oh,
I
You'll
guess
have,
that's karma
you'll have,
karma thing first.
you'll have to visit the Hellfire caves up in Ireland. I can't remember
Definitely.
where it is. Yeah, that sounds quite interesting.
Ah.
That will get your
Yeah,
psychic aura in a tiz.
last year I went on I led a Game of Thrones tour. So we went to a bunch of the castles that they used in Game of Thrones, and we went to all those magical places, the row of trees and the rocks, and I don't remember the names of anything. So that and we went to a fairy farm, and the fairies turned me around. I mean, really crazy, fabulous stuff that you don't get in LA. America. You get great stuff in America, but it's very different over there. I like it.
Cool.
Fair enough. So we still haven't had a reply from him yet. Is there an echo? I think there is an echo. I'm not sure who it is though, Cheryl.
Is it
Is
me?
it me?
Me.
Me.
Me?
Me. We can do a musical chair.
No, I think it might be Nando.
Is it me?
Is it you? I think it might be you, Nando.
Right, bye, Nando. It's nice knowing you. All right.
Take me down and see if it still echoes if you take me down.
All I'll do is shut you off. Hello? I know
it
what it
sounds
is.
like there's radio in the background. It doesn't even sound like an echo. It sounds like there's a whole other conversation going on.
Has Tracy got headphones?
She
in?
has.
Yes.
That's
Try.
right. So we can hear Tracy through the headphones.
They can hear your computer. They put your headphones on or something. We'll go for a 6-mile walk.
Oh wow, that's a bit rude. Go for a 6-mile walk.
Oh, we've had a reply from Zach.
I can't even see
Okay.
any. Hang on. Green hat echo. Green hat has a het echo. Scotty Castle.
That's where I last saw you. Where do I next see you? Everybody
Oh,
knows who watches the show in the US. That's was the last episode with you. Where am I next going to see you? Easy question, Zach. See,
very easy.
fakes are funny so long as they don't try to scam people out of money. So many fakes. I get calls from people going, so is it the real Zach asking me for like $8,000 to join his fan club? I'm like, no.
Wow.
Zach is
You're the
$8,000
ringleader of the fan club.
to join your fan club.
£8,000 to join. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Well, at the moment, we're still on the fence if this is the real Zach. So we'll see the next comment, see
Yeah.
what
The
he
thing
comes
is,
up with.
his first question was no spoilers.
Yeah,
Is that
which is a
how-
great first question. But that's what I'm asking. What are we not going to spoil? He could tell me the city without spoiling.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Just to ask, right, when we last spoke to you, you told us of one of the, like a really scary story that you experienced in a hotel where you felt that the spirit was taking you to the window. Do you remember discussing that?
Oh yeah, that wasn't Ghostbusters. That was at the Cecil Hotel.
The Cecil Hotel.
It is the darkest, scariest goof place I've ever been. I think it's got some big egregore. That's where I had 700 rooms to go to, and I take Zach and they all unlocked. He said, "Go where you want," and I went and started right to where somebody jumped out a window. I was there with somebody mentioned Corey and Elton. When I did a 4-episode Cecil Hotel with them. And I thought I was talking. Look how long it took to find Scotty's castle.
I think they're playing detective in the room at the moment, aren't they?
They are, aren't they?
I like it. Let's have a contest. We could give away. I'll give away a book or something.
But what I was going, speaking about that was quite to me when you said it was quite a scary moment in your career of doing what you do. But I got thinking afterwards. Has there been a funny moment that you've experienced with a spirit, like something that's just really tickled you and made you laugh, and something really unexpected, but in a funny way?
Oh, probably a million of them. Really funny spirits, because it goes have a sense of humor. If you had a sense of humor in life, you have a sense of humor in death. And they because we paranormal investigators go in so serious. And if you lighten it up a little, a lot of them kind of like it. I'm trying to think of a specific incident of funny. More of them is getting to the place. Like I was talking, my word travel thing. Like speaking of a ghost adventures, I was going. It was like fly into Phoenix, and then we just leave a car for you, rent a car for you, and drive out. And I'm like, out where? I need an address. I'm not that good a psychic. I need a physical address where to go. And I'm driving out, and I'm way into the desert. I'm a city girl. I live in the middle of Hollywood. I'm a city girl. And then we're off the beaten path, and we're not even on the road. And I get to this little adobe in the middle of nowhere, and there's no crew. There's no Zach's bus. There's nothing. One little other rental car, like my little rental car, and then it's the equipment tech, Justin at the time, and he gets out of the car, and I'm getting out, and he goes, "Don't get out of the car." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "There's killer pigs everywhere." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, the killer pigs. They were here last night. They're called javelina." I grab my cell phone, and I'm javelina, killer pigs. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stay in my little rental car. I'm like looking for killer pigs. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, and watch out for scorpions. They're everywhere." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, they're everywhere." And I'm like, he goes, "But if you have a black light, they glow in the dark and you can see." I'm like, "I don't have a freaking black light. I'm in the middle of a tiny rental car in the middle of the desert. I don't have a black light." Okay. Killer pigs, scorpions, killer pigs, scorpions. And then almost like on cue, he goes, the wind whips up through the cactus, and he goes, "Oh yeah, and watch out for valley fever." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, there's something in the spores here in this part of Arizona and parts of New Mexico. It gets in your lungs. It just kills you." And I'm like, "Get me in the damn house. Ghosts, demons, portals to hell. I don't care. I can handle that. Not killer pigs, valley fever, and scorpions." And it was insane. And the same thing. And then the crew pulled up and it was fine. There were no killer pigs, but they exist. Look up javelina. And then the last one that Zach mentioned, Scotty's Castle, it was the same kind of thing. No, I flew into Vegas and then they rented me a car and I'm driving out to Death Valley where there is nothing alive. It's like you're on Mars, not even bushes or plants. And my GPS is out and my phone is out. When my Apple Music went out, and like I'm in silence, and I realized I had not seen another car in like an hour. I'm like, I'm gonna get abducted by aliens. No one can know where I am. They can't even text me. And I didn't even have an address, and it says you can't get there from here. I'm like, but I survived that too. I did not get abducted. No killer pigs. But those are my funniest stories, are getting somewhere. I have no sense of direction.
So we have a few questions. So the first one, you brought up about French-speaking ghosts, but how does it feel? How do you feel about the theory of spirit speaking in whatever language the investigator speaks?
I have never had a ghost speak in the language the investigator speaks, but they can, which somebody might translate that way. You can get messages across, like the way animals communicate, sort of. It's like they can give you emotion. They can show you pictures, sort of. They could kind of set up. You can get a gist of something, almost. Because to me, spirits, because I do so many seances, some are very verbal. That's I've never heard them speak English if they don't. Some are very emotional. Some are literally showing you pictures or scenes or scenarios like you're watching a movie. So you could translate maybe as they're speaking English if you're just seeing the scenario of a woman jumping off a cliff and getting married to her, whatever that is. But my experience, that's just my experience. Somebody else's may be different. But I use, instead of a Ouija board a lot, because a lot of people don't know how to spell. A lot of people don't speak English. I use a chalkboard instead of a Ouija board, and the planchette is a piece of chalk. And they will, they don't have to write in English. They can write in French or German, or they can draw, and they have so much more open. I've had everything drawn from like a perfect Virgin Mary, robes and all, with fingers in the dark. We're moving like a Ouija board, and to somebody, a perfect rat, to stories and words in different languages. So again, in my experience, unless they learned in the afterlife, and I've never heard of language school in the afterlife, but what do I know? I know nothing.
Okay, we have another one. Patti, have you ever spent any time in the New England area? I'm 45 minutes from Salem, MA.
Yes, a lot. I often go for the vampire ball in Salem. There's a house in Orange, this beautiful old house in Orange, Massachusetts. I don't know how close that is to you. It's called it starts with an R. And I've gone to a couple witchy educational weekends. I've worked there, and I remember doing the world's largest ghost hunt at the same time we were doing a witchy weekend there. Massachusetts Paracon, I'm doing that again this year. So lots of time in that area. So you got to come. You got to come. Mass Paracon is the next time. I know I'll be there. I don't know if I'm going to the Vampire Ball yet, but Mass Paracon I am. Sam Beltrusis.
Cool. And one more so far. How did you get onto your spiritual and magical path?
Kicking and screaming all the way. No, I knew that I had a gift when I was a little kid. I think kids do. I was able to talk to spirits. I thought it was normal. I thought everybody could. I knew the imaginary ghosts little kids have were not imaginary. All of them, some were. I literally also, on the magical side, the connection to nature, I'd be picking weird herbs and stuffing them in my mom's wallet and knowing what they would do. I did my first seance when I was 7 or 8 years old, literally in my little suburban Los Angeles home, stuffing towels under the doors in the hallway and kind of raised the veil. But I was raised without any kind of, my religion, my grandfather was this big famous psychoanalyst, atheist. So we didn't go to church or temple or anything. But I would drive by places of worship and see the energy there. I don't care if it's a church or a mosque or a temple or a park, which I ended up at. Puppies. But I saw the energy there. So by the time I was 13, I just started studying religion, philosophy, science, occult science, metaphysics, to kind of explain the way I see energy. And they're all truth, and they're all the same if you change the name, the words to everything. So that's why I started the school a couple of years ago, University Magic. Not the truth, a truth, my truth. I have 20 different teachers, all different belief systems, from paranormal people to Catholic priests, exorcists to werewolves, my vampire partner, New Agers, Old Agers, but my path. But I kept it separate to make my story short. I kept it because I ran a production company, a very corporate production company for years. I'm like, my private life, they cannot know that, one, I talk to dead people, and number two, I dance around, vampires in a cloak. I'll keep it separate. But in 2008, when the really big the corporate crash came, I don't know if it came on your side, but all of a sudden corporate entertainment came and reality TV was rising up. Somebody, and my business was crashing because if they're laying off people, they can't have a big song and dance extravaganza of some Microsoft or Mattel or whatever. But reality TV was going up, and somebody who knew me said, Patti, we need you. We love you to do one of your seances on our reality show. I'm like, nope, that's my private life. I keep that separate. No, I can't. Please, no, please, no, please. And I'm looking at my empty calendar like, well, what's the name of the show? And literally they go, it's called Mobile Home Disaster. And it's on country music television. I'm like, who would watch that? I wouldn't watch that. Sure, I'll do it. Nobody's going to watch that. Little did I know everybody, but it was the coolest thing I had ever done. All my television experience, I got to be the real me. I got to help a little girl that everybody thought was crazy because she was drawing portals on the ceiling. It's like, no, there was portals on the ceiling. I got to help a spirit cross over. I got to just slightly open the minds of the cast and crew who were like Bible Belt Southerners. And it was like so fun. And then I'm like, but never again. One show, nobody will watch it. It was great, but nope. It aired a couple of months later. And then next morning after it aired, I got a call from my biggest corporate client, a bank client that I created shows for. Hi, Patti. Hi. I saw you on TV last night. I'm like, yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were into the paranormal. I'm like, yeah. My voice squeaking. And she goes, I love the paranormal, and proceeded to tell me her favorite ghost story. I'm like, I'm out of the closet. I'm out of the psychic medium closet. I'm out of the broom closet. What am I doing? This is who I am, and haven't looked back. That's it. That's how. And again, I've studied religion, philosophy, science my entire life, and now it's just here.
That's fair enough.
Before the TV stuff, like going back when you were speaking about being a little girl, realizing that you have this gift, was this something that was like, and I think it was asked by Sarah G as well, was this something in the family? Like, were there other family members that were able to do the same thing, or just you?
My mom is super intuitive, but she doesn't play onto it. But the reason it didn't get taught out of me is because I would say something and my mom would go, yeah, grandma did that too. Grandma could see that too. So it wasn't weird or evil or anything. I think I get it from both sides of my family. My mom has that English, Irish, all that magical, cultic-y stuff over there. And my dad came from Turkey. So I've got all that Middle Eastern magic over there, Sephardic stuff. So I think pushed together, they just went together in me and went, okay, turn it on. Because I think everybody has it on. I just didn't turn it off.
Okay. And would you say that you got a particular, like, when I've spoken to different like psychic mediums and people in this field, they say about a specific spirit guide, someone that guides you through all the time. Have you had the same spirit guide all the way through, or is it different for you the way you
No,
get your
we have
information?
so many kinds. We have inner band guides, outer band. We have inner band who's there birth to death. We have outer band just there when we need them. We have our ancestors literally in our butt, like guiding us. We have ascended masters that come in if you want to get into Jesus and the Buddhas. We have our animal guides. We have, I think they shift as we need them. And I rarely, and there's not a right way or wrong way. Again, I teach this in my school. I work more conglomerate, more committee. I don't want to go, Archangel Michael told me, but my spirit giraffe told me that. And your Uncle Bob told me this. I was like, just almost like a team. Give me the information. I almost reach right into the consciousness, the great consciousness of things, or Akashic records of things. I mean, occasionally it will be a specific, but nah, it's a team. Big,
So
big
we have
team.
a very controversial question, not too
Oh,
controversial.
yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the controversial ones, and it's from Blue Sky Lissa, and it's one that a lot of people have been talking about in the paranormal field now. So I'll pop it up on screen. What do you think of so many fakers on YouTube claiming that there are demons in every building they investigate?
It is ridiculous. It is. I guess demons sell, views or something. I think demons get way too much credit. I think 99.9% of what people think are demons are just cranky ass ghosts. Big in life, big in death. Cranky in life, cranky in death. And if you have some investigators coming out, talk to me. When did you die? What is your favorite color? It's like, get the hell out of here. I think again, 1% of what people think is demonic, because it's not all that. It was a demon. I heard a growl, ghost growl, spirits growl, animals growl, everybody growls. So I think that's just over dramatization. Television does that. All television does that. The world I live in, I have my own paraplay. It's like, but I think there want to be demons, but demons are just sitting there going, if I really showed up, you guys wouldn't wonder, and it probably wouldn't go on TV, and no.
So, all the time that you've been doing this, Patti, have you ever come across a demon? Do you believe you've had an encounter with a demon?
I think the closest I have come to it, and I still don't think it is the Cecil Hotel, because I believe egregores. We create spirits in egregore, servitor, out of so much more than a sum of all its parts. So much bad stuff, is negativity, the stuff that's under the ground. It created something so evil and dark. I would say it got close to what feels like demonic to me. So that would be the closest, and that could be a possibility that got so dark it is demonic. But not very much. And again, I go to some haunted, dark and spooky places.
And we're talking about, like you were saying just
Hang
now.
on, Nando. Mr. Baggins' query, Mr. Baggins has asked, what about the demon at Goatman's Bridge?
Or was that a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch, Mr. Zach Baggins?
Wasn't that the one where he got... Did he get possessed, or was
Aaron got thrown, I think. I think Aaron got thrown. I know Goatman's Bridge. I've been there by day and by night. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I cannot claim. But I know a lot about that episode. I could ask you about, Zach, to see if you know, but I'm not going to do.
Oh, this is fun. I like this.
What I was going to ask, we were
never answered where we're going to see each other. What? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. That one's been avoided, isn't it? Where's the next place? It was just like thinking about, we're talking about spirits when they pass over, and we're talking about evil spirits and evil people. Do you think that there's a possibility that if someone, like you get these murderers, very evil murderers, they pass on. Do you think they go on and they adapt into a demon? Is there a possibility that we can, because of how evil we were on this earth, that we can pass over and we become a demon because of what we've done?
They could. I mean, again, it's what is the definition of demon? That's if we're going, if we get into Judeo-Christian, is it angelic realm and the demonic realm? Is it that good and evil? Is it something that came from other heavenly or evilly sources, or demons created? Um, I I think if you're bad in life, you're going to be bad in death, and you could be evil. I think you're kind of pretty much the same that you were. You don't like on most ghosts, I believe, are good because most people are good. You go to a shopping center and there are 100 people there. Probably most of them are decent people, weird, wacky, but no serial killers. But
Hmm.
there may be one, but it's just again because nobody wants to see the good news on TV. Nobody wants to go to the happy place where the happy ghosts are going. You want to go to the insane asylum and the prison and the this and the that. I actually like hanging out at like the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel or the Biltmore, super haunted, both of them. But for more than the serial killer ghosts or the ghosts that hanging from the chandelier and dancing on the piano because they're good. But I am certainly not an expert on demons. I just think they get way too much credit. And
No, definitely.
So Sam says he thinks demons are unclean spirits. Could be a good
Another
way.
theory.
I suppose.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how black and white any of it is because there's so many different definitions for things like that.
Well,
I mean,
this is a
what's
problem,
clean?
isn't it?
Are we clean? Are we clean spirits? Unclean spirits? Is there a light? I don't.
This is
Good
it.
thought.
So Blue Sky has asked if a demon can possess people, which she believes they can, why ask them to roll a ball down the stairs?
Good question. You wouldn't ask a demon to roll a ball that a demon is not going to roll. A wannabe demon will. Well, it must be a demon because it growled will. It's a cranky ghost. It's a spirit, it's an elemental. It's a million other things it could be. But that is such a good question. You wouldn't.
No. We have
And
another
they
question.
wouldn't. They're not going to roll the ball. A demon's like, what the? Yeah.
Patti, did you ever meet or know the Warrens, and what is your opinion on them?
I sadly never ever got to meet them. I think they did a lot for our community. I mean, for our paranormal world, they brought it to the world. I think they did a lot of good. I know a lot of people who work with the Warren Foundation and stuff, and how they really do help people now. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Sneeze on the truth. But I can't speak to them because I never got to meet them. But boy, they brought our industry to the forefront. I wish I would have. They're very, very Catholic based, and that's okay. But even people who work with them now, they're people who do clearings and go out and check on things. They're letting people of other opener belief systems come in too, and that makes me happy.
You know, in your opinion, and I know we're never going to know the truth until we pass over, till we experience what's over the other side. But in your opinion, why do you think there's so many spirits from so many different centuries and, you know, so many different decades and that are still grounded to Earth? Why do you think they remain? Is it because they don't want to cross over, or do you think it's just part of the way it is?
In my experience, what I think, my opinion, is that there is no time and space on the other side. That's our creation, time and space. That's how we measure things. On the other side, all the spirits I've worked with, they could be here and there at the same time. They could be watching their grandkids grow up and fishing over there and perhaps pearly gates. Nothing can in trying to use that religion, spirituality is nothing dies. It just changes and shifts. I don't think that most spirits are stuck at all. I think they hang out because they can and they want to. The closest to me belief system, what I see is kind of the ancient Sumerian belief system, going way back. They kind of believe that you went to the afterlife you believed in. So if you're going to go, I'm pearly gates of, you're going to get pearly gates going right into reincarnation. I do believe in reincarnation, but I believe it's really more like that, almost more like the Matrix. And they are from here and there and everywhere, but it's just hard for our teeny little human brains to not picture having time and space.
Yeah. So when you sneezed, Zach put that up. There goes the demon.
Thank you, Zach. Where am I going to see you?
Yeah, I know exactly. When are you going to see? Come on, Zach. Tell us, where are you going to see Patti next? Stop lurking behind his name. There's something someone put here. That's the one. This one. I'm trying to learn more about residual haunts.
Yeah, to me, the way I explain residual current, it's something so strong. Those ghosts aren't going to talk to you. That's like, the lady in white that walks by the staircase every night at the Airbnb. That poor ghost doesn't have to do that. It's like video. It's like it's just like it's something so strong that happened that it tore something into the nature of the energy. The way I explain residual in a lot of things, energy is, say you baked some really yummy cookies. Oh my God, yummy cookies. But somebody ate them all. The smell lingers. Even though, wait, I smell the cookies, but I don't see the cookies. The smell stays a long time. Or forever, not forever, usually on cookies, but spirits can. Or, you stepped in some dog poop on your shoe and you already cleaned off your shoe, but it smells. That's residual.
Cool. Sarah G asks, do you believe in multi-dimensions?
Yes, definitely. I definitely believe in multi-dimensions, different layers of things. I also don't think that ghosts and aliens go to the same party. They're on different dimensions. Like, you're going to get work with one and you're not going to work with the other. I'm not an alien expert, but one of my mentors, Maximilian de Lafayette, speaks 21 languages, mostly ancient ones, and ancient Sumerian turns out to be Anunnaki and like Nephilim. And I did a couple seances using those words and graphics and sigils and symbols, and it wasn't ghosts that came to those seances. But I can't get them both to come to the same one. So I think it is different dimensions. Good question, Sarah.
Okay, and then we have this one. Do you think bad people don't cross over because they're afraid of judgment?
I don't know. Bad people, again, I think that is such a blurry area. I think there is some fear there, because when I have not crossed over, but it has more been not bad people than bad people. It's been good people who are just maybe know they're dead or what happened, or it was a violent death or something done to them. And they're the ones that you kind of create, go to the light, Carol Ann, go to the light. And they do, but I've fear of the unknown. And maybe that's a good thing that bad people are afraid of it. But my personal belief system is that it's not that black or white or good or bad or, judgment. That's just my personal belief system.
And with everything that you do, Patti, psychic medium, you go to these, we've all, like me and Rob, we've done haunted locations. You get the, what I would say is, people that like try and look for the science in it, and you get this people that don't believe it as such, and they make comments of, this is all in your head because you're going into a location, your eyes are being adjusted because of the dark, and you think you're seeing things because of the kind of location. If there's mold, that can affect your thinking. What is your thoughts when people come up with sort of that you're trying to show what you can do, but then you've got people that are saying this is just all an imagination that is being fed out?
That's their prerogative. If somebody doesn't want to believe, they have a need for their religious beliefs, or they're just, I can't believe there's something scary like that. Yay. Again, there's a million ways. We don't have to believe the same thing. I believe our belief system is just to help us navigate through this life. And if somebody wants to be a skeptic, and you could have a burning bush of Moses and they still won't believe, they'll come up with a reason not to. But that's why I do like tech. I am not a tech person. But I might say I'm working with a spirit. I'm around a table, and I'm sitting at the table, and I'm getting a ghost to wave its right hand and then do jumping jacks. You believe me or you don't believe me? Oh, she's making it up, or this, whatever excuses. But now there's a person in the other room with an SLS camera who can't hear or see me, and I can't hear or see them. and they're getting the ghost is doing this and doing the same thing. So that's what I love, that as technology catches up with what I'm doing, it's like, yes, that's what I wrote down, exactly what I was seeing. So to me, it gives it more proof to anybody who's willing to have it. And if you're not, that's okay. You know, people don't have to believe. There's enough people who do.
So I
And I
know
do
you like.
think,
Oh,
Mhm.
carry on. Carry on.
No, I was just saying, I do think that's why the paranormal is growing and growing and growing, though, because life is scary. The world is scary, and the veil is thinning. I believe as we move into this age of Aquarius, the veil is thinning. More and more paranormal, more and more houses declaring things unexplained in the old world. Though science and spirituality is crashing together with quantum science and quantum mechanics, but the world is scary. So traditionally, and it's always been scary, but now it's scary 24/7 with internet. But traditionally, when people get scared, they would go back to their faith, go back to church, go back to temple. It's like, I'm scared, we might get blown up by some other country. They'd go back to their religion. That's not suiting a lot of people. A lot of people like, that's not working for me. So that's why the increase of new age, or people discovering a pagan path, or more shamanistic, more spirituality than religion. But there's still a whole lot of people who like, I don't want religion, I don't want spirituality. I just want to know that if we do get bombed by somebody tomorrow, that there's something that more than I see on that TV, more than I see on that screen with all this stuff. I want to know if I do get blown, there's something else. They become paranormal investigators. They become ghost hunters. So, okay, I'm going to go ghost hunt. So if we get blown up, I can go be that ghost. And that's like the new religion. It is like the new religion for people who don't want religion. And then what I also find is, so often then they go and go, holy moly, that is real. I saw something or experienced something or had an experience. Then they often will backdoor into a belief system that helps them navigate it. They go back to church, or they discover a new spirituality or fun. It's fun. It's a circle.
See, what I don't understand when we're talking about religion, right? I'm not a big person to speak about religion, but what I will say is that we're speaking about people that don't believe in the paranormal. They don't believe in the way that people communicate with the other side. But then they use their religion to go and pray to a God that they don't know is definitely. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it isn't, because I'm Catholic and I do believe it. But I just find it hard. How can you say that what we do as investigators and psychic mediums is not real, but then you're willing to go and pray to a God that you don't have physical proof that really we're going by a book? You know, is it because
Exactly. It's because this is a long philosophical question, so we won't go there. But it's because what religion did in like the 15th century, 16th, they wanted to control people. It wasn't about their religion or their faith or their spirituality. They wanted to control people. So do this, don't do this. Don't think for yourself. Do what we say. And they said, go pray to God, and you're going to get your reward in the afterlife. Do what we say now, so you'll get your thing. Not think for yourself. Know what your right and wrong is, not because somebody wrote down 10 things, not because somebody. And that's why what works for me is any belief system that gives you, I am taking responsibility for who I am and what I do. But I think religion tried to control people, so it became, go pray to a God you don't know because somebody told me that. Whether they probably are experiencing true spirit and true things. I think it's all real, and just it's dressed different.
no?
I think it's
I
like
agree.
I think it's like what you said. Religion, you know, the Catholic and the Christians were very naughty of trying to convert other people when they went across to other lands. They said, you will, you know, trying to convert them into Christians and stuff. But I think whether the difference between religion, I'm an Anglo-Catholic. I was an altar boy, and I was being smacked around the back of the head with an incense ball and things like that. My father was a priest as well. But I found that religions and faith, you know, I think it's more faith. It grounds people and it helps people a lot, especially in this day and age. You know, I mean, there is it's not what it hasn't helped with all the bad things come out of the Catholic Church of hiding things with old priests doing bad things to kids and things. That hasn't helped them at all. But for the older generation, it does give them a sense of peace, and grounds them with the how to treat humans, people, right? The values, whether you think it's Christian values or just overall values, be nice to your neighbour, to be nice to other people, kind of thing. So I think churches and temples will always be important to people to go to, feel safe. Somewhere to go to, and they're a big beacon of community as well. The coffee mornings, or they could all whatever. I know what you're saying about a God thing, but throughout this conversation,
but I completely agree. I would never ever try to change somebody's faith, because some people want that and need that.
Yeah, they need that. Yeah,
it's just as right. It's a different template, and some people don't want to take responsibility. They want to know, this is what I'm supposed to do, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. But
I think all these different things, whatever you find helps you through your own path in the world, or we travel on. It gives you comfort, and that's I think that's another important thing as well. Whatever you believe in, it's not right for some to say that's wrong. It's what the individual finds for themselves in their own little world that gives them comfort and things like that, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing that, for me, being a Catholic, you grow up and you start realize there's more than just that one religion, because I come from Italy, and all my family were Catholic, but then as you grow up, you start realizing that there's more to learn, and to be told what you should believe in. That was my sort of push away with it. Like, no, I got my own beliefs. I believe in certain things, but I don't need someone telling me what I should believe in. That was my only problem with the down. And I've said it. I don't know if I've said it to Rob before. Me and Sarah wanted to get married, but we did it a bit different. We had kids first.
Ringing her up, telling her where he's going to meet her.
And the church didn't want to marry us because we had kids, and it just sort of made it was sad. It was sad. You
don't fit into their kind of narrative.
Yeah, but there's worse people out there. That's all I'm going to say. But moving on,
I have a question.
Go on, Rob.
It's a controversial one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but obviously there's a lot of stuff that has been said about Ghost Adventures and other big TV shows about it being, don't take offense if you really are, Zach, about it being fake and stuff like that. Would you ever work with the likes of them if they were faking stuff?
I wouldn't. My reputation, I do not make my money on my 16 episodes of Ghost Adventures. That is not my life. My reputation depends. And people don't get it. That show has, and any show I have worked is in pure intent, from Ghost Finders on Paraflix to Portals to Hell with Jack. They are like, Zach is so right, Zach? So specific. Like, I do not know where I'm going. I do not know what happened. If I show up at a place, there was 3 murders over here. Just, Patti, go in and you tell us what happened. And if I do know a location, like, I recommend you should go this place, they don't have me do that. He does not want anything faked or redone. If they're doing a reenactment, that's a reenactment, and they say it's a reenactment. They don't want me going in, and there's 3 dead bodies. He is so picky about that. Or we don't do it. And he's in pure integrity, complete integrity. What people don't get is that it took 4 days to get that 44 minutes. So if you think, how could it happen like this? And how could it happen like that? It didn't. It took 4 days of filming to get 44 minutes. And what they say about, if anybody says about Zach, it's like, why is it so big and overblown and been big and reactions? That's why they're in season 900, because they're legitimately involved. They have it cranked up to 11. They believe it, it's real, and they're involved in it. Like, watch little kids playing, watch 8-year-olds playing in the sandbox. They're in it, they're real. That's what Zach and Aaron do. They're not, let's recreate this and let's do this. And that's who they really are. And they have it dialed all the way up. If you're trying to, this is going to look good and let's go see a spirit over here, you could see what's fake. But what people think is fake on that show is just because it's big personality people who love each other. He's never been, all of them have, it's the best. They are gentlemen. They are funny. They are the best of friends. They believe everything that they're doing and they're committed to it. That's like, we all should be whatever we do, whether we're washing dishes or whatever. So it's always an honor to work with them. And everything else, just people get jealous, people get whatever. They'd complain about something, the wrong color black pants, who knows. But I remember one time I saw, because people are going to talk about anybody, and I saw it as like, oh, I must be famous now, because I saw it was like fakepsychics.com or something like that. What because I am so picky about it. And I went on, and it was about one of my episodes of Ghost Adventures, and they say, how could it be that Patti, it's like every time she comes up with something, she says it right to camera, and and I'm like, I wanted to say, well, do you realize that there were 4 cameras, and again, we shot for 4 days, and they just cut out all those ugly butt shots.
Yeah.
There's editing. There is editing. That's legitimate, but they don't fake anything. I'm sure. I know shows do. I know shows that do. I've never worked one and never would.
So recently, Sam and Colby have had a lot of flack about the Conjuring House with, is it Kobe and Satari, or where they were doing that popping of the bones or the tendons to make the noises when they were going through the ABC.
I don't know that story, so I don't know.
It's been debunked like so many times now, and a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon. I just wondered, when you worked with the boys, how did you find them?
But I've never worked with Sam and Colby. I work with Elton and Corey. Elton, TF. That was after their breakup with Sam and Colby. I think they've made up now, but I've worked a lot with Corey Shearer and Elton Castee, who used to be with Sam and Colby. I don't know what their breakup was about, but I watched their makeup not very recently. But I know Elton and Corey, again, to me, they're like next generation Zach and the guys. Completely committed into it. They have fun. They are silly. They are serious. And we've never faked anything. We've taken over Virginia City once. We've done a million things at the Biltmore. We've done the Queen Mary. We had the ship to ourselves. We've done battleships. We had the ship to themselves. We've gone to like Joliet, all these prisons up and down and all legit.
I think with anything we do in life, you're always going to have the lovers and you're always going to have the haters. It's just the way it is. You're never going to just get it as an easy ride, are you? It's always going to be, and it's just the way it is.
No, that's the way it is.
So we have a question from Katie. Do you think ego has a part to play in the process of paranormal investigating?
I could take that question so many ways. Good question. Ego, like if you have too much ego, yes. If you come in like, we're going to talk to these ghosts and you tell us what we want, that's going to get in the way of it. You have to have a healthy ego going in. I know what I'm doing. I know what I believe in. I know how I'm going to do this. So I suppose ego has a little bit of a play everywhere, but I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Ego can kill you. Ego can, you have to have a healthy ego. But overblown ego can mess things up, definitely. But you have to have confidence in yourself. Is that ego? I don't know.
Jamie has put, Ghost Adventures is awesome. You're so lucky and I feel blessed. You're a great teacher, Patti. I've been picky about certification. I'm glad I waited for the right person.
Thank you. Thank you. My school truly is, it is my passion project. I'm not getting rich off it because we want it affordable for everybody, right, Jamie? I know there's schools that charge thousands and thousands and thousands. Like, no, $20, whatever, $25. Membership starts at $10 a month. I didn't want anybody to have to not be able to afford it. I have 20 teachers, paranormal investigations, Stefan Brigatti. Again, we teach all different paths as different options, and you figure out your truth from them.
Katie's said she was thinking more of overblown ego.
So yeah, that could totally get in your way, completely get in your way, both whether it's your attitude with talking to spirits or your attitude with your team. How many teams, it's kind of like rock bands, teams get broke up because of ego clashes, and I'm the leader of this team, but you're supposed to be the historian. It's ridiculous. It's like soap operas. So yeah, overblown ego can get in the way both of your investigation and your work and your camaraderie of the team. It's really all about your team. Doesn't matter if you're on TV or not. You want to be there with people you trust and work with, and respect. When respect starts getting lost.
No, definitely. I think respect is a big factor in this field. You need to be respectful, and no, that's great. And yeah, as you said, you also are part of Ghost Finders as well with Rob Thompson, Daniel Cloud. Rob, he's a fun guy. He's funny. What's it like working with them guys? Because they're quite, they've got a lot of personality as well, haven't they? That's got to be fun working with those guys.
They're like a family. I do talk about my Ghost Adventures family. Like, these guys are great, and they've brought me in beautifully. But Ghost Finders is really like your family. It's like almost like you live with them, even though you see them. It is so fun. I remember us even saying recently, it's like, this is different than any set. They are fun. They're all big. There's Daniel. There's this. There's Chris. There's everybody. The girl. I love working with Megan, the other witch, and we get to be witchy witches. And how we come in with respect and opening up the veil and talking to spirits. It's different. It's really fun. And Rob and I we just did a mediumship gallery together, and it went so well. We're planning on taking it on the road, working as a team, because 1 + 1 = 3.
They're good fun, especially Rob. I got to meet him. We met him last year, didn't we?
Yes.
Rob,
yeah.
And he's just such.
You were going to kill him.
I wasn't going to kill him. I had a bit too much to drink.
Nando got drunk and gave the daggers to Rob, and Rob came up to us the next day going, "Did I upset Nando?" And we were like, "No, why?" He was like, "He was just giving me evils over the dinner." It was like, yeah, he was drunk. He couldn't handle his drink. Don't worry about it. I couldn't
handle my drink. So, as you can imagine, as soon as I got told, I went and found Rob and I apologised to him because I can't remember doing it. But he was the first, that was the first time I ever had a private reading done. And, before I've questioned it, like, how real is it? Because you don't know, do you? But,
you don't know.
Some of the stuff he come up with, no one would, not even Sarah knew. There was a gentleman that come through called Mr. Norman Ellis, and he was my secondary school teacher. And I've never referenced him on Facebook. I've never even spoken to Sarah about him. And for him to say this guy come through, and some of the stuff that he was saying, it was like I could hear him like saying it to me in school, because I was a bit of a pain in the bum. It was just for me, I thought it was quite an amazing experience that, the way Rob passed on that message to me, and it's amazing from not sure to wow. It was a bit of a wow factor. That was an amazing reading. But again, he's just such a passionate guy as well, and really fun to be around. He is a good laugh.
Yeah, he is. He's fun to be around. And it really is a family affair, because he's there with Heather, his wife, who's directing and shooting. They got their little kid there, Lily. It is a family affair, and they go everywhere with them. They're together. It's
we've
good.
got a couple more questions.
Okay.
Blue Sky Lissa has said, "What do you think of the use of mobile phone apps during investigations?"
I love them. Here's another funny ghost adventure story, and it goes back to one of the ones at the museum. It was the 4-hour live on Halloween we did, and oh my God, they set up for weeks. There's like 20 something cameras in every part of the thing. They rented a building across the street from the museum, and everybody was there. I was like totally fangirling out because Josh Gates emceed, and Gary Galka was there, and I mean everybody was there, and they were all talking about their fancy equipment and what they invented and all this stuff. And I'm just this goofy little medium there, and they're talking about this new invention and that new invention, Bill Chappell, and I go, okay, I'm going to get kicked out of the room right now. I'm like, I like Ghost Radar on my cell phone. They're gonna get me. And I'm like, kick her out. And Gary Galka, who invented like the spirit box and the Mel meter, I mean, this is life passion. He goes, yeah, it's totally real. He goes, the guy who invented that little ghost app, whatever it was at the time, he said, totally copied and pasted it from an Ovilus. So you could have a free app that's like the Ovilus with the same words cut and pasted. Plus, in my experience, ghosts are learning to use it. Again, technology is coming together. Even, this just turned on by itself, Spirit Talker. I didn't turn it on. I didn't turn it on. I was just tapping my phone like this. But I got a call. I didn't turn it on. I got a call from my husband's best friend a while back. It said call from David Coleman, his bandmate, who had been dead 5 years. And I'm like, hello? Nobody was there. Spirit Talker. That's so funny. No, stop that. And I'm like, hello, nobody was there. And I thought, oh, it's his wife or something like that. But I called back. It was a long disconnected number. Their energy, we're energy, everybody's energy. So why would they not use technology? Haunted phone.
We have another
Spirit
question.
Okay.
I hear teams say you don't have permission to follow me, blah, 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 but yet bad things still happened to them. Are they not believing what they say? Because I know that you have the power, but ...
I love me some gosh cake. Yeah, I think you have to believe it because your intent and your belief is everything. How we create our lives, how we create everything. I do a lot more. I mean, you are not allowed to go. We have to talk firm like a teacher or a parent to whatever, not like get all weird about it. But people don't know the biggest portal on our body, you guys, is right back here. We want this one open. I call this the crown of illumination. You know, you see old fashioned pictures of holy people, this glowing. It's our 5 senses are here and our 6th sense. Third eye, we want this opened up, whether we call ourselves an intuitive or medium, or you're the historian. You want this open up. I feel it, but you want this closed, right where your head and neck come together. I always will use oils or just rub my fingers. That's why, because that's where spirit gets in. That's why when you pray, you bow your head, talking to God, spirit, whoever you're talking to. Shut that down. And then I do a physical, like grounding. You are not allowed to follow me home. Thank you. I thank spirits always. I welcome, and when I come, thank you very much. You stay here. You can't come home with me. I try to get grounding if there's any dirt. Literally clear it off and make sure this is shut down. But yeah, I do believe if you really, unless something, again, that minus 1% demonic, I've never seen it thing gets in, we have control. Unless you have a severe mental imbalance or unless you have a severe addiction problem, I think stuff can get in then because you've given away some of your control.
Fair enough. That's cool. Any more questions, boys?
I've got one more question. One more. Oh, what? You asked. I'm going to ask my last question. With abilities that you have, is it something that you have to be born with, or is it something that you can develop later on in life, that you can wake up one day and then suddenly you have that ability to communicate with spirits?
I think anybody can develop it. I think everybody's born with it, but in varying degrees. Like everybody could take piano lessons. Not everybody's going to be a concert pianist. Somebody may not get past, but I think we're born with it. But it gets taught out of us in our Western, modern, non-mystical, non-magical society where all our focus has been placed on left brain logic and not our right creative, intuitive, spiritual side. So I think anybody, yes, you could have something happen and wake up and have it, but anybody can develop it, like going to the gym. You go to the gym and you work your muscles. That's why we started the school. I think my mediumship class, everybody is doing great. Everybody is. We do these little tests and like, what am I holding up? And it's amazing. It's in us. That 90% of our brain we don't use is very intuitive.
Cool.
Does that answer your question, Nando?
Yeah, that was my last question. See, it wasn't a long one, was it? It wasn't a long one like I usually do.
Yeah,
kept it easy.
Chris,
but no, that was great.
Chris, do you have a question?
No, I've just been enjoying the conversation and listening to Natalie, Patti, to be honest. Yeah, it's been great. It's been really interesting.
Great.
Yeah, Really,
You guys are
good.
great hosts. Thank you. You're fun. I feel like Brady Bunch going around in circles. It's good.
But just before we do let you go, Patty, can you just give everyone a bit of a shout out what you've got coming up, bro? What you can talk about in 2024, 2024?
Yeah.
What's the plan for you?
Anybody who wants to come to the vampire ball, it's fun and it's amazing. It's magical. The vampires and what I hang out with don't drink blood or they're not evil, but I want to dress up in top hat and tails. Other than that, March 1 through 3, I'm going to be in Las Vegas doing a whole magical weekend, 2 seances, private classes and readings. In April, I'm going to be the Ghost of the Globe Paracon. And hi.
Hey, Rob.
Nona. Then I'm going to go April. That's in April. And then in May, I'm going to be in Romania. And then May, I'm going to be at Pennhurst Paracon. And then May, I'm also going to be at Miracles of Joy in Texas. And June, I'm going to be at Spirits in the Spring. And then I'm going to, so instead of having to remember all that, go to pattinegri.com, sign up for my newsletter, and I'll send you a list on social media. I'm on all the social media. I'm verified everywhere except TikTok. So Patti Negri, psychic medium. I will not contact you. I will not tell you I'm Zach Bagans. I will not try to get money out of you. But you can get to my legitimate social media from pattinegri.com. Plus, I have a huge YouTube page, and I teach stuff, and I teach the psychic protection. I teach all of it for free. So that's what I have coming up. I have a new book. I just sold a book on haunted dolls and magical puppets to Llewellyn. That won't be out for about a year. My book now is still best-selling everywhere, Old World Magic for the Modern World. You can get it on Amazon in every country. And I have another book coming out in June about intuition. It's part of a group book. So, yeah, I'm running around. So like me, follow me, join me.
Give Patty a follow. Go and hit up her social media. Just one more question before we let you go, Patty. Do we think that was the real Zach Baggins in the comments?
No.
Sadly, no.
What's our vote?
Because he could have said one word and he could have said one word and it would have said it could be him. But he didn't.
It would have been nice if it was, just so we could say, yay, we're famous, we've had Zach in the show. But yeah.
I'll tell him about it.
Yeah.
Well, check out your wizards or witches workshop, Patty, and
it's universitymagicus.com, magic with a K, university, it's regular magickus.com, or now magicu, like university.org. Again, super affordable, amazing teachers. Check it out.
Yeah,
and if someone
sounds really interesting.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much, Patty.
Thank you guys.
So much.
It's been great speaking to you again, having a catch up, and
thank you. You too.
It's nice to meet you for the first time.
Mr. Thompson on the show. I have been messaging him, but he's ignoring
us.
Well, Rob's just put Patty's web page onto the comments, so he's just linked it in there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
So yeah, Rob's in the
there he is.
In the chat.
Rob, welcome back.
He must have heard that we were talking about him earlier on.
We were talking about him.
He must have heard that we were having a chat about him.
Hey Rob, I told him we were taking it on the road. We're taking it on the road. I don't know if he was here or not, but yeah, call him back. Get on the show. You guys will love him. Oh, you already do. So
yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy.
So we'll let you go, Patty, and thank you very much for coming on the show.
Take care,
boys.
We've
got a
it's
few
been great
things
catching up.
All right. Cheers.
Take care, Patty. Bye.
So, boys, we have a few things to discuss. The first thing we need to discuss is, let me just pull it up. That sounded really dodgy.
What is that?
Where is it? Right, so it's this. This is from Nando. So I'm going to play it when I can find it. This is a challenge for us.
A challenge for us?
Yeah.
On your next live stream. See if they terminate you. I'm not blaming Abba, I'm still blaming Cher.
Do you know we got terminated?
Big rock, harmony of heart, and dare fear. We know what happened with Abba. Would you play this song or attempt to in full on your next live stream? See if they terminate you. I'm not blaming Abba, I'm still blaming Cher.
So yeah. Now, what do you reckon? Because I spoke to Chris about this earlier. Because we thought it was ABBA because of the whole Fernando thing, but as Rando pointed out, it was Cher. So, do you think Cher is going to get us terminated?
What now? What, get us terminated now?
If we played Cher, do you reckon we would get
A strike again?
yeah?
There's only one way to find out, isn't there?
There is, isn't there? That's
Sunday.
what
No, have we got one on Sunday?
we do have one on Sunday, but you know, there is
See what
also
happens.
like now.
No, let's not do it now because we've just had a great show and we don't want that to be striked off.
It won't get striked off, will it? It'll just, it'll just say
This year, Bunny Slope will undergo a complete rebranding. So the weekly
Hey,
Bunny Slope.
I just hired a freelance brand designer in Fiverr.
That's the problem. It's the complete opposite.
Wow, I think we've done quite well on that one, so that was good. Thank you very much, Patti, for coming on. Rob Thompson, if you want to come on the show, reply to your messages. Yeah, so I think that proves that it wasn't Cher that got us kicked off. It was definitely ABBA last week that got us kicked off.
That was a fun way to end the show, though, with a bit of a sing song.
Exactly.
And do you know, it is a good song.
No, it's not.
It's a
You're not going to convince Chris.
Chris, come on, it's a cool beat. You know, it's
There's nothing cool about it whatsoever, and I'm still not watching Mamma Mia, so that's the end of that.
So,
Has Tracy watched Mamma Mia?
No, she won't watch it. She won't watch it either.
Whereabouts do you guys live?
On the moon. Tamworth.
Mate, do you know what? We drive up to go up to Sarah's mum's. We're going to Sarah's mum's tomorrow in Yorkshire. I'm going to make a detour. I'm going to come and we're going to sit and watch Mamma Mia 1 and 2.
Well, you can't because we need to finish watching Zombie Flesh Eaters, so that won't be going anywhere near it.
so you're going to watch Mamma Mia too then with Cher?
Mamma Mia.
No.
No, you got to watch that. Mamma Mia is great. Yeah, it's a great film.
Nando, have you got anything coming up apart from going away to Sarah's mum's?
No, heading up to Sarah's mum's tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Later. I do have a late podcast on Sunday at 9 o'clock.
Whoa. I'm sorry, what?
I'll be with you guys first.
Wow.
And then later.
So first Purple ditches us, and now you're thinking...
It's just going to be a two-man crew this way,
I'm not
Rob.
ditching anyone. I'm still going to be there.
Yeah, bye, Nando. See you.
7:45 till 9, I'll be with you guys. And then 9 o'clock, I've got, actually from Ghost Finders, and owner of the Hinsdale House, Daniel Class.
All right, well, then what we might do, is I'll come over and raid your podcast on Sunday.
Go for it. You guys are great. You guys are great. I love you all.
Live, we just go over.
But other than that, at the moment, it's that's about it. That's about it for me. But I'm looking forward to the shake-up party. You know, see how long we last before Rob plays something and gets us kicked off.
Yeah.
Hey,
Chris,
we might not make it all the way through.
Yeah.
Are you in the middle of drawing anything? Or?
I am. I'm drawing a dog.
Okay, that's different.
Yes. Somebody's asked me to. It's one of the pets that passed away, so I'm trying to draw a dog. Well, yeah. This is taking quite some time. Just taking some. Yeah, I'll get there at some point.
Yeah, no, nice.
Have you got a favourite kind of drawing that you like to draw? Like, is there something in particular that you really enjoy drawing?
Yeah, it's changed over the years. It used to be a lot of horror stuff, but only because I was really madly into. Because when I'm watching films, horror films, that's when the gates open for me. Because I have a very picture imagination, so I wasn't allowed to watch many horror films. But when I was, the first one was Anomaly Part 2, but it's all to do with the fantasy of making films like special effects. So when I'm watching a film, if it's gory, like I said, the zombie flesh eaters, I usually watch the special effects disc first. I watch all the behind the scenes, and then when I'm watching it, I like deconstruct it while I'm watching it. So I'm pretty kind of what's the word? It doesn't affect me as you know, like with somebody else, because I've just completely like dismantled the whole film when I'm watching it, kind of thing. You know, so when somebody's eyes being the splinter goes in the eye and the zombie flesh eaters, that doesn't bother me. It's just how they've done it.
Yeah.
You know, the cut from the jelly eye to like the actress's eye and things like that. They're great. Yeah. So now it's famous people. You know, like would like to do some old style actresses for the 1940s, like Fay Ray, and the people kind of forgotten about. I'd like to do things like that. Those kind of drawings, because I like drawing in black and white. But it's taken me, I don't know, since I finished work, like 10 years to try and find a technique I like drawing. But I have drawn Freddy. I'd like to go back to doing another Freddy one, because I do like an Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, only because it's darker and meaner, and I like how Freddy is in the second one. I'm not too keen on the first one now, but because it was like lightning in a bottle, and like nobody's ever seen Freddy Krueger before. But now, I'd like to do when he jumps out the swimming pool and he goes, "You are all my children." Now it's just a classic. It's just a classic scene, and it's much nastier, and this is actually how he should be. You know, although he's a child killer, and people seem to forget that. They kind of had to shy away from that, because when they were doing it, there was a child killing investigation going on at the time, so they kind of had to like keep it really quiet. Which is why I like the remake, because they brought that back to him being a child killer. They didn't shy away from it. You know, I thought it was great, and it's that great scene in the remake where he's confronting one of his victims. She started screaming. He said, what are you screaming for? I haven't done anything yet. It's just like, whoa, here we go, kind of thing. He's got, you know, pardon the phrase, but he's got the gloves are off, kind of thing. It's just great, you know. But I do stay a lot into the dark stuff, and I find it kind of more interesting. I'm not a happy clappy person, and my Mamma Mia does not interest me whatsoever, kind of thing. You know, when I'm listening to music, it's usually like Ghost. I've seen them twice now in concert, and they're great. You know, it's always something moody or something nasty, kind of thing. You know, but I can't do happy clappy at all, and I never have done. You know,
that's fair enough.
It just doesn't go with my personality. You know, my shadow is probably a vampire shape, probably, but there you go.
So with the channel, we have on Friday night, we have at 10 o'clock the podcast on child sex trafficking.
I won't be watching that.
It's not the Prince Andrew, it's just talking. It's following on from the last 3 videos about online social media, how easy it is to access porn, and how
there's one answer to that: too easy. It's too easy now.
Not too easy. I showed Nando, and actually we proved to Nando, because his son Rocco, who's only 11, downloaded Snapchat, and you have to be 13, and he just lied about his age. So there's no age verifications.
Yeah, I've noticed in actually talking about this is happening in Washington, in America, isn't it? They've got the big corporate guys being pulled over the hot coals about how can they do better with child protection. Whether they'll just nod in the right directions, I don't know. But
well, it's like everything. they always nod the right way, but then,
yeah. But they should be fined every single time something's found. They should be fined a massive penalty kind of thing.
oh yeah. So after that, then we've got the Shake It Up party live at 7:45 on Sunday.
Can't wait for that.
So that'll be fun. So get your song requests in for that one. Importantly, is Blue Sky Lisa still in the room? Yes, she is. Yes, I see her there. That's fine. So
Hi, Blue.
it's the 31st of January. So this is our first monthly draw. The draw was done earlier on because for some reason I can't get it up on the screen as well as this screen. So, Blue Sky Lissa, you have won £25 Amazon gift voucher. So if you can,
congrats, Blue.
Yeah, it's great fun. If you can message me in Discord and privately, and then I will let you know the details of how you can claim your £25. £25 is £25. And then we'll do it all again next month. I'll think of a competition for next month. But yeah, other than that, there will be some sort of soppy video from me tomorrow, no doubt. And God, so one of my daily vlogs. But yeah, apart from that, it's all good.
Cool.
Everything's gravy. Cam's gone home to sort his head out. I'm here sorting my head out. Nando's going away for a few days. Chris is drinking Coke Zero and annoying Tracy. Tracy laughs about 1 minute later.
Have you not? No, we've not heard it tonight.
Oh, she's gone.
She's gone. She is gone. Well, I will see you guys.
If you want to gift it to someone, just let me know in Discord. And there we go. Yes. So yeah, on that note, everybody, thank you very much for coming to the live. Thank you for Patti. Thank you to you guys for all your memberships and your super chats, etc. And yeah, everyone stay safe.
See you Sunday.
See you all Sunday, 7:45.
Ladies, everyone.